Hello guys and welcome back to Dylan's Little Hobbies, and in today's video I am going to be doing another X-Wing Miniatures How to Fly. In this series I basically want to teach you guys how to fly certain ships. Really, what I tend to do is I just tend to show you how I choose to fly them, how I choose to set up my ships, what upgrade cards I like to use on certain ships, and I also tell you guys, how I tend to think of the way I use these ships, and I hope through the way that I use them, you might be able to come up with your own ideas on how you guys can use your ships. But with that said, nothing in this video is set in stone. Nothing in this video is it has to be 100% done my way, this way. Everyone has their own strategies. Everyone has their own way of flying these ships. That's what's so cool about X-Wing Manager. And I just hope that if you watch this video, if you see the way that I use them, the way that I choose my cards and everything, I hope you guys might be able to, of course, come up with your own strategies and your own way on using X-Wing Managers. With that said, without further ado, let's go ahead and see what ship we are going to be flying today. And in today's video, we are going to be flying the Resistance. The Resistance X-Wing. The X-Wing T70. Oh boy. Let's go ahead and start with the points cost. The points costs are pretty much irrelevant now because they keep changing the points costs and everything like that. I just show you guys the points cost to hopefully give you guys an idea of the cost of these ships in this game. But with that said, what I typically use is the quick builds. I tend to modify the quick builds a little bit. I really gotta make a video one day and tell you guys how you can modify your quick builds to meet certain strategies to play a easier, faster, quicker game. Because I'm telling you, the points cost and the point systems, it's all good. That's how you originally would play. But when I'm sitting down with my dad, who doesn't remember all of the rules, or my cousin who doesn't know all of the rules, yeah, I can't sit here and explain how the points cost works every single time. So by using the quick builds and modifying the quick builds a little bit, it just makes a much faster game for me, which is why I typically just modify the quick build. That's the improved form of the Rebels T65 X-Wing Managers. This X-Wing takes place 30 years. It's 30 years in the making. We got an awesome, brand new, supercharged X-Wing. And let me tell you, okay, say what you want about the sequels. I've said what I want about the sequels. I am not necessarily the biggest fan of the sequels. But I will say this. In terms of just their models and their ship designs and their designs for stuff, yeah, it's super epic. I just wish the story was better. In terms of my ships, I think the T70 might have been my second or third ever ship besides, getting the original, the X-Wing play kit. The T70 is probably the only other ship I got right after that, I got the Millennium Falcon, the Resistance Millennium Falcon, and the Resistance X-Wing, and I loved playing those ships. Of course, I needed to get the conversion kits because obviously I only play 2.0, I do not play 1.0 at all. You think after 30 years that it's called the T65 X-Wing and the T70 X-Wing, like, if they jump every 5 points, then I don't think this should have been called the T70. I think there should have been another X-Wing between this one and then the other one, because I mean, how do you not produce more X-Wings as soon as the battle has ended between the Empire and Rebels? I would think that the New Republic would push out as many X-Wings as possible and improve on the design, which of course they have. But correct me if I'm wrong, I never heard of a T-66 X-Wing. I've never heard of a T-69 X-Wing. I've only heard of the T-65 and the T-70. I mean, where were the other models at? Now, I do know about the T-85, which is an improvement on the T-70, apparently. It's in that Resistance show. I don't know a thing about it. I tried watching the Resistance. It was too childish for me. I couldn't get past the first episode, let alone the first season. But I have heard of the T-85, and I think it's a really cool looking ship. And I hope in terms of just the ship model, they do produce it for this game eventually, because I would really like another version of the X-Wing. And what's really cool about the T-70 here is it looks just like one of the old Ralph McQuarrie paintings for the original Star Wars. So that half-engine look, and here, I'll show you a picture from Ralph McQuarrie. This picture, painted by Ralph McQuarrie, was the original design for the X-Wing. And guess what? They pretty much reused the designs. They reused a lot of Ralph McQuarrie designs, actually, for the new series, which looks really awesome. I really, really do like the T-70 because of that. It just looks so cool. But aside from the in-universe stuff and out-universe stuff, let's just talk about the game mechanics, about the Resistance T-70 ship. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at its stats, shall we? So, it has 3 attack dice, 2 evades, that's pretty handy, 4 hull, and 3 shields. That's a little bit more than the T-65, I do believe. And of course we have a focus token targeting computer, and it has a nifty little boost action there. That's pretty darn cool. It has, of course, one of those extra abilities, extra ship abilities at the bottom of the card here. Let's see what that says. Weapons head point. Weapon head point. You can equip 1 torpedo, missile, or the big guns. The tractor beams and all that other stuff. You know, that is really, really awesome. We're going to get into what I really like equipping the ship with here in a minute. Okay, so let's go ahead and show you guys the pilots, shall we? Let's just show you guys the pilots. And with that, I mean, I've showed you guys pictures of the ships throughout this video. You know how cool this ship absolutely looks like. Okay, so my favorite pilots, I actually have 2 favorite pilots in this whole game here. So the ones that I really like is, of course, I really like Termin Wexel, and I don't think I'm saying his name right. Let's see. Timon? I said Termin. Timon Wexel. After you fully execute a speed 2 to 4 maneuver, you may perform a boost action. So, if I'm right about this, I believe that means that you can perform basically 2 actions. You can perform a boost action, and then you can perform a different action that isn't, of course, a boost action for your actual action maneuver, which is fantastic. And then I also really, really like, and I don't really know who's my favorite. They're both pilot skill 4, but I really like this guy. Check him out. Check his ability out. I really like Karkon. I'm terrible with names. I love Star Wars, but hey, I can't even get Anakin's name right half the time. While you boost, you may use the 1 hard turn, or yeah, I call it a hard turn. I believe the correct term is actually, I believe it's actually K-turn or something like that. But yes, you may use the hard one template instead, either left or right, when you boost. So that's really interesting. So, and the reason why I really like this card is because it fixes a mistake of mine. I thought you could just go one hard turn no matter what. Turns out that you can't. But with this guy, you have the ability to. So that's a fun upgrade that I like on him. And I tend to spam boost when I play these ships. If you ever play with me, I tend to spam boost. In fact, a lot of my favorite ships are ships with boost actions. I really do like boost actions on these ships. Okay, whenever I play Canons, of course, you got these. You always have to have your S-foils. Okay. I really like outmaneuver on him as well. Outmaneuver. Let's read it. While you perform a main attack, if you are not in the defender's firing arc, the defender rolls 1 for your defense dice. That is a powerhouse card. If you can, of course, get behind your enemy or get off to the side of the enemy where you are hopefully not in the defender's firing arc. Yeah, that's a really handy card. Not useful if you're going head on toe to toe with them or anything like that, but I really do like using that card on my X-Wings. And then Tactical Scrambler. While you obstruct an enemy ship attack, the defender rolls 1 additional defense dice. So this is great. If you are obstructing a shot while someone else is trying to attack somebody from your behind and you're right in the middle of it, well then your friendly ship back there can hopefully roll 1 defense dice. And I use that on, of course, both of my X-Wings here. Now, I really do like these heavy cannons. These are the 2 that I typically use, and since, you know, I'm playing 2 X-Wings, this is what I usually use. I usually use one of these 2 guys, or in this case, both of them. Okay, heavy laser cannon. Yes, the heavy laser cannons. Yes, they do have the ability to equip laser cannons. That is pretty darn cool. Heavy laser cannon. After the modified attack dice step, change all critical hits to a regular hit, so it does take away that, but you get to fire 4. You get to fire 4 dice. Of course, they have to be in your 12 o'clock to do it, as you can see right there, but it is a very, very useful card. And then Tractor Beam. If this attack hits, all hits results in flip tractor tokens instead. And tractor tokens pretty much just put a enemy from moving a little bit. I mean, okay, they can still move a little bit, but that at least slows them down. That gives you a chance to figure out where they're going to be on their next turn, and that gives you an ability to get a better shot on them. So I really do like firing tractor tokens at the enemy. So that is fun, and that is indeed 3 dice. Alright, so we've gone all through the T-70 X-Wing. I also like Predator. I have Predator out here that I was, of course, using on Tom and Wexel. While you perform a primary attack, if the defender is in your 12 o'clock, you may re-roll 1 additional attack dice. That's what just I tend to use with these ships. And you know, when it comes to the T-70, it's a heavy hitter ship, especially with those tractor beams. You can just really heavy hit those ships. This is one that I go as fast as I can, get into an enemy's firing range, get the enemy in my firing range, and just completely blast them apart. That's what I tend to do when I play the T-70 X-Wing. You know, and with these big heavy cannons and tractor beams, it's just real easy to win the game. It's a lot of fun. The T-70 X-Wing, say what you want about the movies, but the T-70 X-Wing is a really fun ship to play with. And I played with it so much that I actually broke, if you look at my black T-70 X-Wing, which was posed in episode, I think it was episode 7 and 8. Unfortunately, I played with it so much that I actually broke one of the guns. That's hard, because I really like the T-70. But luckily for me, they actually have some new T-70 paint jobs and new T-70 pilots coming within a little while, so I might make a second video talking about the T-70, talking about the new pilots, and of course the new paint jobs that are due to come out next year. So I can't wait for that. I can't wait for more T-70s to add to my collection. And my god, I have said T-70 X-Wing. How many times do you think I've said the word T-70 X-Wing in this video? Let me know down in the comments below. Plus, let me know your thoughts. How do you like flying the T-70 X-Wing? Is it your favorite ship? Do you not use the Resistance? Let me know down in the comments below. How do you fly the T-70 X-Wing? With that said, thank you guys for watching, and I am out.